Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my book haul, the books I bought in September. It's quite a big list. Most of them are Kindle books, so I'll just be popping the picture up here. This is a lot more than I normally buy, but there were some good deals, and I also wanted to pick up a bunch of books that were spooky, fall, Halloween-y vibes, so there are a ton of those. So let's start off with Ninth House. I got the audiobook for that. I already had the ebook version of that, but I wanted the audiobook because I heard that the audiobook was pretty good, and I also haven't heard like too many good things about Ninth House, but I've also heard good things about Ninth House, so I thought the audiobook might help me get through it a little bit faster. So Ninth House was the only audiobook I got, but I will go through all the physical books I got, and then I will go through the Kindle books I got. So the first physical book I got was Gods and Monsters by Shelby Mayhearn. Can't say her name. I've read the first one, did not get to the second one yet, but I wanted the whole series so I could just binge it because I really enjoyed the first one. So next I have The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. This is kind of like a companion to her Truly Devious series. This follows the same character, I believe, of Stevie, but just in different circumstances. I did not read the third book in that series yet. I really want to, so that I could get on to this. Really excited for this one. The next one I have is The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She is one of my favorite authors. I did not read the Inheritance Games. It's right over here. But I wanted to get this one and then binge them maybe in October. Who knows? But I have this one. The next one I have is also by another favorite author. I have The Last Legacy. This is kind of like a companion novel to her Fable duology. I think it's different characters but set in the same world maybe. I'm not sure, but super excited to read another of her books. So the next books I picked out that are physical books, I picked up at my local Ollie's. I have The Next Together by Lauren James. I'm actually going to be using this, I think, for a secret TBR video. So I'm really excited that I actually found this, and their books are always so cheap, so. Next I found The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker. I've heard a lot of mixed things about these. Like, most people say, like, most of the book is good, but the ending might not be as satisfying, but I'm okay with that because not all the endings need to be satisfying. Excuse the sticker mark here. I can't get it off, and I hate that. But I love this cover. I hope I like this book. We'll see. The next one, The Burning by Laura Bates. All I know is that from like what it says on the back, says, "We are the granddaughters of the witches you could not burn, and we're not putting up with it anymore." Witches, October's coming. I'm really looking forward to getting to this. I don't know if I'll get to it in October, but you know what? I like reading like this type of stuff all throughout the year. Next, I got Kingsbane, which is the sequel to Fury Born, which I already owned, but I picked up this one because you can't beat like $3 for like a hardcover book, and it's in perfect conditions. I have not read Fury Born yet, but I plan to maybe pick it up sometime next year. I'd kind of like to have all three of them to binge, but I want to at least read the first book before I pick up the last book. So the last one I picked up for physical books is Nomadland by Jessica Bruder. All I know is it's nonfiction, and it's about like, I want to say like tiny home stuff sort of, but I'm not a big nonfiction reader, but I saw this. It's pretty short, sounds interesting. Again, ignore the sticker goop. I'm hoping one day in the summer I'll pick this up and really enjoy it and add it to the list of nonfiction books that I will have read. Now we're going to be getting into all the Kindle books I got, and I'm so excited. I think most of them are going to be read in October, maybe. Fingers crossed that they are. But let's get into it. So first I have The Anomaly by Michael Rutger, I think. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say that name, but it'll be up here. All I know is that something strange is happening in these caves, and I absolutely am terrified of anything with caves, so that's on my TBR. Next, I got A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. I've heard a lot of hype about this. I think it's female-female relationship. Again, super excited. All of these I'm really excited for, so I'm just gonna quit saying I'm excited after each one because I'm just excited for all of them, otherwise I wouldn't have gotten them. Next we have The Dead in the Dark by Courtney Gold. Beautiful cover, spooky vibes. What more can I ask for? Next I have Dark and Shallow Lies by Ginny Myers Sane, I think. I do know that this takes place in like the swamps of Louisiana, I believe. Again, dark and spooky stuff, like I said most of these were, so that is also going to be read in the near future. Next I have The Devil Makes Three by Tori Bovalino. I saw this on someone's Instagram, looked it up and read the synopsis, and it sounded really good. Something about this girl found a book and somehow I think the devil's unleashed, so her and this other guy are trying to capture him again. Don't know if that's right, but I just know that when I read the synopsis I immediately added it to my wish list and then got it this month. Okay, so next I have The Final Girls Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I actually read Horrorstore this month and absolutely loved it. I do have My Best Friend's Exorcism that I want to read soon. I just pulled this out of storage where it was at, and I have the audiobook for it. It's available on Audible Plus, so I'm super excited to get to that one. But I really want to try The Final Girls Support Group because I love slasher films, and I've heard that that is exactly like what this is. It's like a big slasher book, and I just am so intrigued by that, and it's right up my alley. Next I have White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. I think Haunted House, Town Full of Secrets. Also, not to mention, I've heard so many good things about this author, and I am so happy to finally pick up one of her books. This one sounds right up my alley also, so I can't wait to be giving this one a try. Next I have In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I saw Gabby from Gabby Reads talk about this, and she really enjoyed it, so I picked it up. No regrets. I can't remember if this one was on sale or not when I got it, but I picked it up, so one day I'll get to it eventually. Next I have The Family Plot by Megan Collins. All I know is that this is like true crime. This family like is obsessed with true crime, and then something happens to someone and they end up turning into like a true crime themselves. Like something happened, I don't know, something involving a grave and someone's in there that shouldn't be in there. I don't know, but I'm so hyped for this one. Definitely gonna check that one out soon. So steering away from the spooky books a little bit, I have a YA fantasy, and that is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I heard something about this book. God, there's so many books, I can't keep track of them. So I can't remember exactly what it's about, but I do know that I'm excited for it, and I think it is part of a trilogy or a duology, I'm not sure. But that is also a book I held this month. Next I have My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. I also have his other book, The Other Good Indians. I have not read that yet, but I do know, I think Books and Lala for her book club in October, this book is the book club pick for that month, so I will probably not get to The Only Good Indians before I get to this one, so we'll see if I like this one. I've also heard it's like kind of like slashery. It's like about this girl who knows so much, like she's like a nerd for slashers, and same, but I'm excited to get to this one. Next I have Find Me by Ashley and Rostek. I think this book is, if I can remember correctly, this girl is in witness protection because of a serial killer or something, and she ends up falling in love like with like these guys, so it's a reverse harem and it's dark romance. So I'm really happy for this. Like, it's so hard to find good romance books that I'm really excited for sometimes, so hopefully this one will work. Next I have The Curse and the Crow by Abby Fox. This is also an independently published book. Something to do with like this girl and then this fae male, and she kind of wants nothing to do with him, but I think they're like mated. But when she leaves, he kind of has to follow, and then something happens and she ends up needing his help. So again, really hoping to get to this one soon. Don't know if it'll be in October, but it will be relatively soon. Next, back to some spooky reads. I have They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. I've heard so many good things about this mystery thriller. I think it's a woman who, like, once a year or so on a college campus, she kills men that have done bad things. And it's also, I think, female-female relationship in this. I've heard nothing but good things about it. That's the only reason I bought it, because I've heard so many good things about it, and we'll find out. So next I got The Emperor of Evening Stars. It is book 2.5 in Laura Thalassa's Rhapsodic series, so I just wanted to get that to kind of complete the whole series together, and I will binge that eventually some point. But I love Laura Thalassa. I love her Pestilence series, so happy to finally get that book. Next I have None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. I've heard that this is kind of similar to The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and that was all I needed, honestly. I don't really know what else it's about. All I know is that when it's compared to that author and those books, I will buy it because I need more books like that. So next I have The Black Coast by Mike Brooks. The only thing I really know is that I think this is adult high fantasy maybe, and I think Vikings was mentioned describing this. Vikings is one of my buzzwords. I love Vikings. I love the show. I love most of the books I find that are about Viking-y kind of things. So I'm adding this one to the pile of books that I will eventually read. Okay, so the next 4 books are all part of a series. So I have Born Sinner, End of Eden, Wicked Ruin, and Fallen Rain, all by S.L. Jennings. I read the first 2 books, Born Sinner and End of Eden, and then I think my Kindle thing ran out and I never got to finish the other 2, but finally I got all 4 of these books because I really enjoyed the first 2. Honestly, I can't even like remember what all they're about. Like in my head I kind of remember some of the things that happened, but it's been a while, so I'm going to eventually reread them to finish the other 2, but I just wanted to have these books where I could just pick them up whenever I wanted. Next, I have The Sinner by Emma Scott. Again, this is kind of along the same lines as the Next Together. I'm doing this book with that one, and I think a few others for a video that I really am excited for, having to do with like buzzwords or like certain tropes that I love. So I picked up this one. Don't know if it'll be any good, but I'm gonna try it. Next, I got City of Thorns by C.N. Crawford. I got this just because I've seen it around, and I don't pick up a lot of romance, but when I do, they're cheap, and I've heard really good things about them, and that is the case with this one. Oh, I did lie. I did get the audiobook for Furyborn, so I got 2 audiobooks this month. The last book I got that I'm so excited because I just got it today, it's the 28th, and that is Savage Bonds by J. Bree. I'm so excited for this book. I absolutely loved the first book, but I feel like I need to reread the first book so I can read this one. But then the third one comes out in December, so I'll probably have to reread those 2 then again before that one. But I'm okay with that. So yes, this book, if you haven't checked out Broken Bonds, the first book, you really should. Maybe you'll enjoy it just as much as I did. But with that, we are at the end of the video. That was all the books I got. I don't know how many I got. If probably at least 20, maybe like more than 20 obviously, but I'm super happy to have gotten all these books. I'm really excited to read all of them. Most of them I'm hoping to get to in October, but we'll see. Depends on what my reading mood is and how much time I have to read. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I will see you again in my next one. Bye.